How's the short turnaround been for you and the players ahead of this game?
It's fine. It's not dissimilar to what we'd normally do Saturday, Tuesday, really, just 2 days in between. So we kind of gained an extra day before the Brighton game, but obviously we've lost a day at the back end of the week. But we just did the lads have just done a short recovery session now and some set piece tactical work, and then we're ready to go again.
And is that almost where you have to prioritise the recovery and the tactical work, and you sort of limit time on the training pitch?
Yeah, exactly that. We don't want to spend too long out there because it's game, and the most important thing is that we're fresh when we come into the game. So we know that we're going to need to be at 100% when we go into Saturday's game against good opposition. So we just got to be ready for that. And I think the recovery bit today is really important.
And obviously you've been wanting to tighten up at the back as well. Is that a physical or a mental job to put right?
Probably a bit of both. The last 2 games, I think we've started both games in a positive way, actually. But the first goals can happen, and it does. But the second goal in both the games has disappointed me a little bit, that we don't kind of just manage the game until a half time, and then we can kind of reset. Going at 2-0 is always tough. So a little bit of game management and some mental stuff in there. So listen, it's a new opportunity tomorrow, so we run with that.
Obviously, Sheffield Wednesday will know this as well, but I suppose it also shows how crucial the first goal is, because both games in which you've scored the first goal, you've gone on to win.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in a low-scoring game, first goal is always really important. It's difficult to turn games around consistently. We've had little setbacks in games. We conceded the goal against Bristol Rovers and we responded well to that. Against Lincoln we went 1-0 down and responded really well to that. So we've shown a lot of character in games, but it's hard to do it consistently. It's always better to get your noses in front and work from there.
And talking of the defence, how's Jordan MooreTaylor after going off at the weekend and missing out midweek?
Yeah, he's good. He trained today, did the full session today. Looked good. So we'll see the response to that, but that's positive. We knew that it would be a gamble on Wednesday night, which is why we didn't use him. But we're pretty confident that by tomorrow he's okay.
And Connor Wickham and Jamil Matt, are they both okay after 45 minutes each on Wednesday?
Yeah, both came through it well. Both came through, and I thought looked good at the end of the 45, looked strong as the half went on. So Connor at the back end of the half looked strong, and Jammer at the end of the game. So that's a positive thing. I think both of them getting important minutes in is massive for us. I thought both did really well as well in their part of the game in which they played on Wednesday night.
Because they've both got a physical presence, how pleasing is it that you can sort of, between the two of them, get 90 minutes so that you've got that option up front?
I think it's a bit of both, actually. I mean, not only up front, but I also think in defending set plays and things like that, those guys are key, and set plays are a huge part of it. Both are extremely important for that, but from leading the line, they give us a really good outlet. I think when teams are pressing us, especially away from home, it gives us an option to go over the press and into more of a target man to play off. So it gives us a little bit of possible to vary how we want to play a little bit as well.
Sheffield Wednesday, obviously, one of the really big clubs in this division. Does that actually make any difference? Because I guess, the pitch is a similar size to most of the pitches you'll play on, and they can only put 11 out at any one time.
Yeah, the big club, really good players, good squad. Came really close last season. So we know the qualities that they've got. They've shown it early on in the games. I sat and watched their game against Bolton last night, and I thought it was really impressive. But of course, like you say, it's 11 versus 11 when we get out there. We know that it'll be a great environment to play in, great crowd and big arena, so that's where we want to be. I think we'll be, of course, underdogs for the game, and I think we should just try and relish and embrace that a little bit, and enjoy the fact that there's maybe more pressure on them than there is on us.
And that underdog mentality, I mean, you'll be underdogs for most of the games this season, so I guess that doesn't require too much of a change of mindset, does it?
Well, I think it takes a change of mindset from last season. If you consider last season, I think the expectation was to go up, and then you're expecting to win most of the games, and there's more pressure on you to be on the front foot. I think the players have got to adapt a little bit and understand that we're not the favourites in every game now, that we're underdogs in that, but shift the mindset into something that we really embrace that, and enjoy the fact that maybe we're I don't say underestimate it, because I know that Darren Moore, his coaching staff, are going to be really thorough and they won't underestimate us by any means. But I think in general, people looking in maybe underestimate the fact that we might be able to go there and get a result. And I think we should just embrace that and allow that to give us more freedom to play with.
And there's also a change of mentality. Players have got to kind of get used to that you won't have as much possession as maybe some of them have been used to in the past as well.
I don't know really. I looked at the possession. Possession, it doesn't matter to me too much. Like, I think if we have a good shape and a good structure, it gives us a foundation to play the way that we want. We're playing against other good teams. It can be that they've got 55, 60, 65%. It's just what we do and how we want to play when we have the ball, and want to have a clear identity when we have it, even if we don't have it maybe as much as we'd like. I think the team probably averaged just over 50 last year. It wasn't like insanely ball dominant team. So, and I think in some of the games we have had a lot of the ball, but even in the moments where we haven't had as much of the ball, I think it's really important what we do with it, and that we want to play with our identity.